I have a lot of people asking me about grinding or shaping the lock face on the back of the blade. And that would be this portion right here. Let me get my pointer right here. And the lock face, for me, on my knives, I like about a 10-degree angle. The first thing I do with this fixture, remember this is on the milling machine, gets located on the vise of the milling machine, and this lock allows me to take the knife off or put it back on, and I have a stop up at the top, which gives me a repeatable position. I can take the knife off, I can check it, put it back on, move it up to the stop, and then I'm going to turn it so I can see it. Lock it in place with the clamp. I move that blade in such a way that with my machinist square, I get that angle perfectly perpendicular to the table of the milling machine, like that. Move the entire unit with the hand wheel 125 thousandths of an inch back. And here's why I do that. I'm going to form the lock face with a 3-inch diamond wheel mounted in the milling machine. It's going to go down and make a cut. I bring it up, just taking a little bit at a time, little bit at a time. And the reason I've moved this fixture 125 thousandths back off the center is that that's the distance which gives me a 10-degree angle on my lock face. Now that's for my knives, for my thickness blades, and the 10 degrees that I like. Some people use 8 degrees, some people use 11, depends on what you like. They're all pretty good.
Bob, would there be a way to do this, perhaps?
There are other ways of doing it, and when we get to the video, the deep dive on lock face design, I'm going to go over doing it on the grinder and maybe doing it on the drill press, and once again, different ways on the milling machine. So there are a couple of different ways of doing this. It doesn't only depend on having this kind of a fixture. This is what I use. Okay, lock faces. Next comes grinding, blade grinding. It's a mysterious world. People are always asking me about the belts that I use, the size wheel, the speeds, holding the blades, different ways of doing it. I've developed some techniques over the years and some fixtures. I started out with fixed blade knives, as most of you know, and the easiest way of doing it, especially with a stick tang, is to have a nice solid handle that you can hang on to. This is really important. It gives you a great deal of control of the blade in terms of the angle that you're using, instead of just trying to hold on to the little tang, or even if it's a full tang knife, there isn't very much meat there to grab onto. So I made a holder out of, once again, micarta. And just unscrew that, put the next blade in. So that's